Yeah, folks, Quilly here, and welcome to our Wednesday live stream where we're playing some more EU5. We're having a wonderful run at Strasbourg. I'm enjoying myself so much with this. I've gone and started some other EU5 games, on my own, and I get partway into it, and I'm like, I just want to play my Strasbourg game. It's so good. It's so fun. We are on 1.0.6, which has reverted the trade maintenance changes and fixed one issue that we didn't actually encounter with trade, but they reverted the trade maintenance costs back to the 1.0.4. So when we played on Monday, we were on 0.5, and our trade income took a substantial dip. I did it at the end of our last stream. I think our monthly income was about plus 50. Just loading it up on the 0.6 patch today, it's back up to nearly 120 over here per month, and it'll probably go up a little bit more as the trade gets recalculated after a few ticks as well, and different trade deals get set up. I don't think increasing the trade maintenance cost is necessarily incorrect. I think people have found that it is pretty easy to make a lot of money from trade. And maybe something needs to be tweaked there, but maybe it was a little over-enthusiastic, plus combined with some other things. So I'm sure we'll see some rebalancing there. And again, I don't think that's necessarily uncalled for. But for this current game, especially since the fact that we have designed our economy to work on trade, to have trade collapse on us, it was a little bit rough. So we did go, I think we did about 25 years worth of gameplay, something like that, on Monday. So that is a chunk of time where income was reduced, although the other nations was also reduced, so that's theoretically still there. We did make some good progress, though. We did go and war some more and take some more land, including a new vassal. So if I go to, no, probably not. Maybe diplomatic map mode. That's what I want over here, isn't it? Yes. All right. So this bright green area is what we control directly. The lighter, this green here. What's East Luxembourg? Do we have some sort of alliance? We have a truce, Holy Roar, Catholic Church. It's just that we have a good relationship with you, maybe? I don't know. But we have some vassals. We have two vassals. We have mines. We've pulled in mines? Still don't remember these symbols yet. There's a royal marriage. What's our vassal symbol? Oh, subjects, right over here. There you go. All right. So yeah, mines. And Schwarzburg, which is up over there. And, oh, the Fugers. That's right. That's right. Which is different. They're not quite on the map. They're a bank thing, and we just asked them nicely, and they said yes. But we do have a couple of big ones over there. I don't think we're going to be in any rush to necessarily integrate these guys. Since they are further and further from our capital, control is going to be more of an issue, which means we're really not going to get the same bang for a buck out of this territory if we go and absorb them. But as vassals, they do pay us a certain diplomacy maintenance, which I think is going to be swell. Diplo screen UI. So, I mean, part of it is like relearning the symbols, but I do think that there's something about it that makes it harder for me to visually lock onto things. I don't know if it's because the symbols are smaller. I don't know if there's more stuff going on. I guess I could double check my subjects pretty easy if I just go to the manage subject screen, now that I think about it. So you can see the Bank of the Fugars over here really, I mean, they're not going to have any army, and they don't have tremendous income, but still, it's all right. It's not, I don't think, it's really hurting us too badly in terms of relationship maintenance or anything. At the start of the stream, I did go and queue up some more universities and a bridge and some libraries and some printer shops, as it turns out, because I think we had about 1.7K when I loaded up the save. So I went ahead and did that. We might be pulling back on some of our, I might go and pull back a little on our stability boost over here. But, I mean, we've got the money, especially with the trade, and stability is really, really strong. This is your first Paradox game, Mastercore. Wow, that's a hell of a place to start. Holy cow. Jeez. Y'all see the EU5 short that says you can form Rome? Oh, that's quite cool. Be for a different game, but we will have to do something like that. I do really like playing in Italy. In general, it's always been fun. It's a great place in CK3 and everything, and I think it's going to be an excellent place to play in EU5. I have played a little as the Papal States and Naples here in EU5, and I really enjoyed it a lot. So I suspect that that's one of the things that we'll definitely be doing at some point. In terms of our plans for today's stream, I don't think there'll be more war. We do have a lot of antagonism that we're going to have to burn away. We're going to use some of our diplomats over here to try to burn off some of the negative opinion and aggressive expansion stuff. We're doing a lot of development. We don't have to do any integration, which is really nice because we didn't actually take any land ourselves in that. All we did is vassalize, and I think took a little bit of cash. Actually, I'm not even sure if we took the money. I can't remember. So let's go and unpause. We'll see what happens to our money as we do. Do a Byzantine revive Rome run. Ooh, that would be fun. I wonder what playing as Byzantium is like in EU5. I never did a proper Byzantium run in EU4. I mean, they are pretty tricksy to start with. Spending money in diplomacy, it's sucking up to everyone to keep things on. I think we're going to get away without spending money on diplomacy. I mean, maybe we'll end up doing a little bit, but for now, I'm just going to take the passive amount. Generating more antagonism right now might be a little tricky, although I also don't want to lose the stability. So you know what? Fine. I don't think that's dramatically changed anything, but oof. You know, with a few clicks, you can now form the Holy Roman Empire. The move is called Rename. Oh, we do have a loan. That's right. We had an event hit us, I think, right after we'd spent some money. So we do have one loan. Okay, the coalition is effectively or officially kicking off. Now, one of the things is, I think, right, there wasn't a quick and easy way to see the coalition. Because it doesn't show up on our own diplomacy screen, whereas it would in EU4, because the coalition is an international organization. So somewhere in here, we can find the coalition against Strasbourg. I wonder if I... Oh, Pinhead puts it on the side. Doesn't put it at the bottom? Oh, I guess I can do this, and then I could hotkey it. I wonder what happens if the last person leaves the coalition. Does it forget the pins? Do the pins come back later? I wonder. But yeah, we can use this to keep an eye out. Right now, there's only 2 members, so it's not too bad. We shall see. I should join the coalition, yeah. Yeah, I think that if there's a coalition targeting you, it should show up maybe as an alert, right? Here we have close to being a target of international organization, people who might join us. It really feels like there should be a flag here, like a situation, to really be like, listen, there's coalition stuff going on. Now, we do have some alliances. We no longer have a defensive pact, but we do have some active alliances, but we might want to look into if we can grab some extras just to defend against the coalition. Up to 145. Money is going up. Attack the coalition before it gets too big. That was definitely the EU4 thing. We would keep attacking and cycling the coalition timers a whole bunch. When we're ready to go sort of like full-time war, sometimes you get to a point where you're like, you know what? I don't care about antagonism anymore. The only thing I care about is cycling the coalition so that they can't all be happening simultaneously. You know what? We can get ourselves a alliance with Würzburg. That sounds useful. Defensive League. We don't need Austria. Like, some of these guys we're already allied with, so it should be fine. Yeah, I'm just going to ask for a new alliance. I'm going to go for Würzburg. Cool. That's nice. Decay down the AE just by piecing out for money and humiliation. Right. Just be like, okay, yeah, you're right. You got me. You got me, guys. Good one. Bring the speed up. All the institutions are present in our territory, as far as I know now. Upside of the Papal State's probably fine. I'm going to go for the stability. Is Mainz in the coalition? No. Mainz isn't in the coalition. Mainz is listed as one of the ones that might join a coalition against us, except they can't because of the truce at the very least. And presumably them being a vassal. Actually, I don't know how that might work in EU5. Obviously, in EU4, if you had a vassal who didn't like you and the truce wore off, people could support their independence against you. But I'm not sure they could actually join the coalition. Didn't see the last stream. Starts out right away with the coalition. Yeah, no. I mean, we definitely went. There was a long war last stream. There was an extended war against a lot of people. But it definitely paid off nicely. Ooh, we got a devilish amount of money over here. Probably queue up a few more buildings. Now, I am still annoyed. Like, show only buildings which can be built in at least one location. This filter doesn't do what it should do. Like, because I was looking at this before the stream, right? I was looking down. And I'm like, ooh, a Republican assembly. Oh, okay. Like, there's a little star that's not X'd out or anything. We can build it in the capital. Oh, I can't believe I didn't build this. And click here, and it's like, no, I can't build it anywhere, or... Oh, that's why it's showing up. It's because I could build it in my vassals. Ah. Okay. Some people say they prefer the card display. You know what? Because the categories probably, huh? Is that why? That is actually quite nice, I've got to admit. So, like, we could check the government buildings. And then for some things, I don't know if it applies to these buildings here. Cannot build any type. This, again, theoretically could be built, but not in our own territory here. Because some of them, like the material production or basic industry, maybe? Some of these buildings, or maybe on the other view, there's an option to right-click to quick build somewhere. Maybe it's not showing up over here, but it doesn't apply to the government buildings. What, not pay off the loan before you forget? I mean, sure, fine. People get really obsessed by loans. Again, I haven't actually looked into it in EU5. I assume the mechanics are the same as EU4, but there's no benefit from paying it off early, other than making sure you do pay it off while you've got cash, because it's annoying when it comes up again in between. Right. This province here does have food issues. The wild game does count as food, but probably not very much. Yeah, 3.5 units of food per wild game, which ain't much. So this province does run a deficit. Although, does the food buying in a province... Oh, that's right. They added a slider for food in 1.0.6. And did it default to 0? Because I was going to say, this place should be buying it. And I would have thought that they would try to keep this full. Why is this telling me... Okay, there we go. Now it's spending money. Good. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I forgot. Because buying food was non-optional beforehand. And so there wasn't a slider. It was just happening. And now there was. And I'm betting in a new game, this probably starts at 100%. Yeah, starts in full into new games. That I would believe that this would start at 100%. Okay, good. We don't want that to burn out. Opinion boost might be very relevant right now. Oh my god! 10 research. That's a lot of research. The opinion right now is kind of hyper relevant, but I don't think I can say no to this research. Holy crap. All right, training fields is unlocked. Whether or not we build this, I don't know. And yeah, and now we're working towards some units. We did go, we removed from the queue the matchlock levies. We were going to go and take a look at it at some point and consider it. So this would presumably result in fewer levies, but probably higher quality levies. And we're going to have a think about that. But we removed it from the queue. We're just upgrading some things that we do have in our men-at-arms. The painter has finished new locally loaned miniature painting cow or summer. It's called Cow or Summer. All right. Sure. Science are friends. Science gets you friends. You can just make your own friends. There's a Dr. Frankenfurter that I know is very good at making people. In just 7 days, he can make you a man. 7 days, I think. Fish Sticks has gained the intelligence trait. Oh, aren't you smart? Just recently got all the institutions in age 3 and I want to research all the things. Yes, Balgar. There's a lot of really good stuff. And yeah, meritocracy. If I known we could spread it earlier, I would have definitely imported it sooner. So we sort of lost out on that. I really thought you needed at least some presence. I don't need a spy presence in Cologne right now. I did get some cool on Discord after our last stream. Someone pointed out when you're at war, doing espionage and maybe infiltrating their administration is quite good to get visibility over their territory. Yeah, we'll definitely be thinking about that. Okay. I see, I make money, like, so fast that I don't know what to do it for. First of all, are there any really valuable RGOs? Oh, yes, there are. Yes, there are. And then, regular buildings. Yeah, I'm going to go back to the list view, I think, just because of the ability to sort by money here. I guess, let me double check. Our library situation, yes. I think I checked these before the stream, and I queued up a few. Yeah, a bunch of universities are queued up, which is fine. There's the counting houses, which are nice for the crown power. We're good on that. Maybe I want to start making market buildings again on the basis that because of the way trade is, like because we're back on 0.6 where trade is cheap again, maybe we want to go with infinite trade. And yeah, it's the non-money buildings that I have a little question mark, especially since we can't filter this. Entrepot's really good. We can't build any of those. We'll probably just go back to money build. Oh, I could preemptively build some hospitals maybe this time. Yeah, maybe I should do that. Oh, let me double check temples as well. I think we're good on temples. No, actually, we could build one in Vic-sur-Seuil. Granaries might be really good to help with growth rates. I'm gonna build a bunch of granaries. Okay. Theaters. Theaters help with, I think, our cultural stats, which I don't know how entirely concerned I was. And yeah, I think we will build some hospitals. I don't think they do anything just normally. I guess it increases the lifespan of your characters. But the disease resistance is kind of nice. We can do another vote. Sponsor a cathedral. Let's do this. Starts a cathedral building in Leinigen. Sounds good to me. And then we are going to have to give something away. Not privileges. Plutocratic movement. Yes, absolutely. Lose a little Republican tradition. No, that's fine. We can bounce that back. And there we go. Negative event will put us negative, so we might have to give up a little bit more, but we will see. Children have better education. Fish sticks. Not actually going to spend more money on it, but I'm going to choose one of the specializations just to get rid of that notice. Bernard von Frickingen died. Oh, he was developing a place. So let's go. We're going to filter by the Crown faction. 2 options. You're quite old. All right, we'll put in Lothar. Question, do you still own buildings you construct in your vassals? Do you get the benefit there? I don't know how foreign ownership works for those buildings. Yeah, I'm actually not sure. Because, I mean, obviously, I can build trade market buildings and stuff in other places, and I get trade in those markets because I still own those. But for, like, a regular building, like if I were to build a bookbinder or whatever in one of my vassals, I don't know if that would just, they would own it, or I would own it. Can't quite wrap my head around a slide for food expenses. Could get RimWorld levels of dark. Yeah, absolutely. With hospitals, would you benefit from making better medicaments? That's an interesting question. I know medicaments are a RGO. Okay, you can also build them via apothecaries, which would currently lose us money. It might still be worth building if the need came up, but I don't think I will. But yeah, getting out hospitals ahead of the next emergency does seem like a relatively decent idea. So there you go. We got a hospital queued up in every single one of our urban locations. So that'll be ready ahead of time, whatever comes up. Oh my god, we have another child! It's happening, and we can prove that baby making is a thing that exists in this game. We're gonna have Gene C. Boom. Mark is complete. There we go. So yeah, mostly, you know, just making sure we survive this. We could go and build some more troops, too. We have, like, we're at our manpower cap. Oh, hey, there we go. We should be able to upgrade our army. I thought. Yeah, there's upgrade symbols. How come the... Oh, because we can't afford the upgrade all right now. That's why it's grayed out. I could do individuals, but we might just wait to do it in one click from convenience. Cologne is in the war. No, I'll probably not intervene. New market in Tivoli. Oh, interesting. Tunis trade node. So, okay, hold on. The Papal State, oh, they do own some terrain over here. Is that Tivoli? Is it like... Did I misread that? Where is the market? It looks like it's in Tunis itself. Maybe I misread it? Tivoli is next to Rome. See, that's like... Maybe it has to pop in, because this was already here. Did they move it? Did I misread it? Did they move their market to somewhere else? Oh, or they started construction and it's not in place yet. Okay, that might be the case. All right, we'll keep an eye on that. I don't think it affects us. It's not so close that it's a problem. There is certainly the possibility if someone over here builds a market, we're going to definitely feel it. Like if I were playing as Austria, I would definitely have built a market over here. The AI clearly doesn't weight that very highly. And honestly, I'm semi-happy about that because it's more fun for the player, maybe. But I suspect at some point we'll probably see something like that. I'm not giving privilege. Well, it's 5 years to the nobles. Okay, that's actually not a big deal. Yeah, this is going to upset the commoners slightly. The peasants, but they're pretty happy. Okay, we're going to do that. Money continues to climb like crazy. Oh, which now, there you go. I can mass upgrade. So these handgunners, I suspect, yeah, now these are units that are 400 big. So that's going to drain a ton of manpower as these reinforce. Italian stalemate. The Italian wars will end in a stalemate. Really? Oh, hey, and the coalition's expanding. Okay, and the markers do go away. It'll be interesting to see if the coalition reforms, if it, like, will re-add those hotkeys. Upgrade 1 unit at a time because there's spreads. I mean, I suppose. But I knew it wasn't going to take very long. In fact, I, like, overshot the weight. Yeah, I don't know what that means for Italy. I guess it's going to take that much longer for anyone to form anything. I don't know. Yeah, I think there were a bunch of independent stuff over here. So I think between the Papal States and Naples, I don't know who started with what, but I think someone has gone and conquered a few little neighbors. The Papal States have definitely grown. I suppose it might be Diplo annexing. That's always a possibility. There you go. New artillery. We might build more of that artillery afterwards. Although, yeah, we're going through all these unit upgrades. We're going to drain our manpower reserve pretty heartily. And actually, the rest point for this, yeah, because the army is bigger, the maintenance really did go and consume it. We are going to need more sources of manpower. We might be able to build some more armories. And then we do have some other buildings that did open up. But looking at armory first, let's say. Yeah, there's going to be a bunch of these. Because we do have a bunch more towns. So let's go ahead and get these going. Next, Lorraine. Is Lorraine currently our buddy? Vulcanettes. Yeah, we'll definitely run negative manpower if I upgrade all these, but probably wanna. Let's do it. It's gonna cost more or less manpower, because I think that's going from 50 to 100 for those. And yes, we can build the training fields in the other places. I don't think they're bad. I think the armories give more, but there's fewer places because it has to be urban. Because an armory gives 10 per, and the training fields. Oh, maybe the training fields is more. No, it's also 10. Okay. What's the relation between manpower and population? Manpower doesn't come from population directly anymore. Manpower comes from buildings that produce manpower. So there's a relationship between levies and population, because you're getting a certain percentage of population raised as levies. But the manpower, which is what you use for your regular units, comes from buildings. And potentially other sources as well. Ooh, centralized state for 10 years. Tax efficiency. Nice. That's a big deal, actually. Long term, I think you're setting up a country for our way, building up right between France and Germany. No, I don't know what you're talking about. That's crazy talk. I don't accept that kind of negativity. All right, maybe some chaos is going to happen. We'll see. RGOs, want some people, truces, close to being targeted coalition, not ready. Oh, sorry, we got to spend some info. I might select one of these guys, like Berg. There you go. That's not a bad way to find someone. Try to fix things up with you a little bit. That's why you should coalition against France. I mean, it's interesting because I think. Well, actually, I don't know right now. Maybe someone just saw it in the list. Because France had a coalition at some point, but does it still? Yes, but that's only got one person, just Aragon in it, so less so. But maybe it's something we can keep an eye on if it gets big again. The Netherlands creeping south? I think they are. You'd think they would go and focus on their coast, but no. Now, once all this antagonism goes away, we might. I think there's a poke at Cologne is still in the cards here. Question, you can declare war on a bank. How do you fight that war? And the bank has buildings in places, so I guess those locations... Yeah, I don't know, because you probably can't siege down the locations as is. I actually don't know how that works. We'll have to try at some point, maybe. All right, Manpower does need to pops to promote the soldiers. Yeah, so you do need some units to exist, or some population to exist. But it's not like we're manpower capped in the same way based on our pop. If I come back over here. So, yeah, these are truces. The Rhine. Actually, we have no good reason to be at war with the Rhine anymore. They're kind of out of our way. So we'll do a little bit of work there. Not that I'm really worried about them. Build some more training fields. I think, so we'll have a positive manpower now. Although we're going to be doing at least 2 more upgrades of some units over here, so we will still need some more. The Palatinate of the Rhine, so named because they're located entirely in Bavaria. I mean, we did go and sort of push them out of the Rhine area. That is very true. So their name is becoming increasingly nonsensical. There we go. Who's upset? Christians are upset. Deal with it. For buildings, I find clicking the estate filters extremely useful. Find what you need. That's interesting. So, yeah, you can filter it, so this would be noble specifically. It might be good. What does the embassy give us? Maybe a diplo cap. Lifts fog of war in the location, which is kind of cool. The clergy. I don't really need them to stay too happy. I don't really care that much about prestige, but it does factor into our trade power, so we started doing that. You know, it is kind of interesting to go and filter by this. See fewer things at a time that might allow us to see things a little bit better. The scriptoriums. Oh, right, those are the older book ones that we're theoretically still replacing. Actually, here's a question. If I'm in this mode, and then I go back... Oh, it still has the filters. That's actually quite nice. Do we want monasteries everywhere? Because the literacy boost for clergy, like the literacy boost for anyone is nice. The clergy food consumption's not positive, but I don't think that's game breaking. The pop conversion speed, I don't think matters too much at this point because we're really something like 99% Catholic. So I'm not worried about doing conversions. I do like the literacy, but I'm not sure if we had infinite money and nothing else to really build, I think it'd be fine. But since we do actually have other things we probably want to build, I'm not sure that pushing this is the way to go. I also don't know what happens, Stealth brings this up, of what happens to the monasteries when we become pro-restaurateurs. Because, I mean, Do we go and plunder them for money? Do they go away? Do they just convert it to our new religion? I don't know. Clergy seems like or the cathedral does seem like a good one. Way more literacy is good. Migration attraction is nice. Now, most of the migrants are going to come within our own nation. And they are a little pricey to build. No, they're only 100. We get half off if we build them in Parliament, but I kind of like the idea of building a bunch of those. I think our universities, our universities are capped, which again, is a little weird because it doesn't show us the X here because probably we could build it in the vassal locations. Temples are being built. The church fortress, I like the literacy, but no, I don't think we needed those. The cardinal seat, we don't build ourselves. Okay. I'm going to go and build a bunch of cathedrals. Because higher literacy should help to give us even more tech rate. Use religious power to dissolve the monasteries 5 at a time, 120 per monastery. Ooh. There's a dissolution of the monasteries event. Yeah, but yeah, could we just have some Lutheran monks? Protestantism didn't start yet. No, that's... I think that'll be in the Age of Reformation, right? I mean, it's literally called that. So I think that's what we're assuming. Yeah, Saucy Biscuit, excellent name, by the way. I do actually like the idea of filtering by type. It makes it a little easier for me to see less at a time. Okay, I'm already capped on a Republican tradition. It would be nice, but we can ignore that and then just take this for development and prosperity in one place. Yeah. I mean, if it was already prosperity cap, that part doesn't matter, but the development's still nice. A quarter point of development is huge. Any research available to generate Cassis Betty versus Spy Network? That's a good question. And with the other nations I played, that was definitely an option. Probably because it's a feudal versus republic thing, unless it's the HRE blocking that as well. But I mean, we can get a CB whenever we want through the Parliament action, so I'm not too worried. And I'm not looking to chain warfare, especially not the fact that, you know, people are still sort of generally cranky at us. I don't suppose we can invite more people to our market. Yeah. Then, I'm sorry. The Netherlands. Well, that's very exciting. But they have their own market. They're in Bruges, which is a great movie. Actually, let me take a screenshot. Oops. No, go away, tooltip. Oh, it changed. It took a tick. Oh, wait, tooltip. It's hard to find anywhere in the UI that you can put your mouse that doesn't generate a tooltip. It's always a thing in Paradox. It's because everything's got information, right? But like for screenshots and things, I'm always looking for, wait, where can I put my mouse that doesn't have a tooltip? Yeah, so we just yoinked all of this into a trade market. And most of these places, unfortunately, are going to have garbage trade access because they're so far away. Like, turnout over here. Actually, 54% is a lot better than I expected. Wow. How'd the market grow by that? Because we talked to the Netherlands. Oh, I didn't realize. Right, of course. The Netherlands is right up on the coast. I forgot about that. The Netherlands is strangely inland in our game. They have actually very little coast. So yeah, all the Netherlands, we just talked to them and convinced them to just join our market. So they're no longer part of the Bruges market. Bad for their economy. Probably great for us. States do build roads for you, depending on your policies. Genesee's a prodigy. Nice. Oh yeah, state equilibrium. We've had that before, which is really nice. I can double check our paved road situation. Now, we do still have the issue where, like, it's not entirely clear from this which of these places would benefit from the road. I'm still a little confused by the color coding. Like, there's already a paved road there. I can construct one here, but I don't think we would gain anything because with Baden, like, the Strasbourg to Baden is going along the river, so the paved road wouldn't help. Right, here it's got one, yeah, because the paved road is minus 25, and the downstream from a river is minus 30, so we wouldn't get an extra discount there. which is, it is gray, admittedly. And what about with Durlac? It is not gray. Would we gain something? Downstream, downstream, downstream. No, I mean, unless it rerouted. Yeah, we still get the army speed boost, but we've got other things to do with the money, right? Now, this purple territory, I think it would gain it because it is having to go over road right here. Actually, this doesn't even have a gravel road. So the purple stripe seems like it's probably a win, although it's not entirely obvious. We'll build those. Yeah, use the river as the back one. I mean, kind of are, right? Like, for a lot of these provinces, it's all down along the river, and then, whoop, hop down one. Does it give better market access? That's an excellent question. Like, it's based on transportation distance to the market, which is presumably using the same mechanics as proximity, but I'm not actually sure. It's a good question. I'm not actually sure. And not building all the way to the capital to the other location, rather from the river. Oh, yeah. I mean, it does tend to route it. When you click to build, it does build just the road. That would be good. Oh, Austria. So Austria started a war, right? Yeah. Always, my allies are always starting wars. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say they're gonna be fine without us. Who we get at war with? Here and here? Yeah, I think they're gonna be fine if we just sit at home and do nothing. Wish the market access tooltip is just the details of proximity tooltip. I bet you it will be, because it does seem like a weird gap. That, like, you can go here, and there's not actual breakdown on the transportation distance calculation, which does seem a little odd. Road builder screen confused the heck out of me. No indication of why it's useful to build a road from two non-capital locations to each other. You found any sense? Yeah, not, I mean... I can clearly tell, like, when I'm, when I'm looking at a nation, right? When I'm checking the proximity list over here, from here we can tell, because we can see this proximity cost discount from whatever. So from rivers in this case, or sometimes we'll see from roads. Again, if we look at lineagen, right? Everything here, I think, is all along a river. And then this last step right here is along ground. We can see the paved road discount. So we can clearly see, like, from this view, this tooltip is super powerful. The problem is the map filter here. First, at the very least, we need a legend. And possibly a little bit of, like, confirmation that it's better. Because this tooltip, right? Constructing a paved road will have the following effect. Capital discount cost of 20 instead of 40. But I think 40 is the base. I don't think this is comparing based on what we have here. What we need to do on this tooltip, we need the total final proximity is going to go from blank to blank, right? Right? Oh, I just clicked it, which I hadn't meant to do, but I guess we're going to do it. All right, it's currently 67%. And what we need it to, in that tooltip, it needs to update and show us how it would change, how it would improve. Is there a legend button on the bottom right? Hold on. I'm here. Legend bottom on the bottom right. Legend key. Not in this mode. The army called Guns does a lot of weightlifting. 2 tickets to the gun show. Hey! Oh, we have fought another successful war. Look, all the effort we've put in. We've gotten 100% war score out of this. Congratulations, us. Diplo capacity, serve God, religious influence. How are we doing this? I wonder if I should... Ooh, someone does still want an alliance? Oh, another bank. I'm going to hold off on that. I don't suppose anyone would join us as a vassal. Let's start annexation. button on this screen? Oh, support air. I thought there was a button on this screen for the invite to become vassal. Even things with 0 are still there, so that's not the issue. It's not, okay, it's not going to be hostile. I mean it. No. Not covert. Not economy, I don't think. Not going to be access. I would have thought it'd be in here. Am I just missing it? Nail Scuttage might be useful. Fewer armies to clutter your war score. See what you're saying, right? This changes to a different one. We get more money from them, but they don't join our wars. Share knowledge. I'm assuming I'd be sharing, yeah, to them. Yeah, because we have asked someone. Maybe there's some other reason we can't have it, but it's still weird. Like, why wouldn't it still be in the list with maybe a 0 or X'd out or grayed out? I don't know. I don't think we have to go and ask. Well, if we ask Trier to keep in our market, that'll help block the Paris market from expanding over here, which is good. I'm at war. Yeah, I mean, barely. Austria started a war and invited everyone to fight 2 microscopic minor nations. Oh, we're done our tech. Woo. Okay. So we do have some meritocracy techs we could work on, because we did finally go and grab that, but I'm pretty sure everything that was left in here was unnecessary. Speed of integration is nice, but hardly a big deal. A state power from cabinet position. So right now we've been just putting our own cabinet members on there. Oh, the pop join threshold might be nice. Sure. I'll do that. And these are cheap techs. They're quite old. And maybe I'll grab the power projection as well. But then, yeah, that'll be done. I don't know if there's anything. Oh, there is some stuff in the Age of Renaissance. Although, oh, there's a bunch of merchant stuff, which doesn't matter for us. Expanding raw materials time, we can probably eat that. Support rebel. Oh, this. Okay, so if we did want to do the spy to remove fog of war, maybe I should go and queue up infiltrate administration. Trade maritime, like we don't do sea stuff, so that's fine. We can live without it. We're not producing silver or lead. We don't need to build boats. I'm not going to build a flight center. Supply depot capacity. I'm not plopping down the supply depots. And I don't need the more advanced supply carts. We'll probably just skip over that. And then over here, we've got Navy. Prosperity recovery is actually kind of nice. If we get sieged out somewhere, the prosperity will bounce back faster. Change policy cost. Diplo rep. Okay, hold on. It might be worth grabbing some things here. More subject income. War score cost. So we could take more stuff in a peace deal? Alright. Quite the queue. 10% more fort limit. Construction speed. Alright, you know what? We're going to backfill this stuff too. And this is just Catholic, not Christian. So I'm going to leave it because, again, the expectations are we'll go and convert it. You know what? I'll go and pick up Title of Consolation. At some point, we're going to annex these things. And reducing the cost. You know what? Oh. War with no CB. Well, we can't do that anymore. But army morale bonus? No, okay, we need this. Here, maybe I'll take the supply limit too. Okay. Well, that's quite the queue. And just like that, we're at peace. Congratulations, everyone. We just fought a successful war. Good job, team. We're going to upgrade a bunch of cavalry right now. Get that going on, which is going to eat more manpower as we reinforce the higher number. But a much more competent raised army over here. Making peasant levies more, like, closer to becoming obsolete. They're certainly not obsolete yet. We're number 38 power in the world, which is nice to see. And now with trade back, I'm actually curious to see power income. And it's still down here. I mean, the ratio of income per population is still insane, though. Love that. And yeah, we're still the second biggest market that we know of. And in fact, we're almost bigger than the Paris market. In all of Europe, we are nearly the biggest trade market. Oh, people asking about war because maybe that wasn't affecting Yes, there we go. Ask them to counter vassal. So these weren't available because we were at war. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So yeah, no one's willing to diplo-vassalize right now, which is fine. Let's go and offer market stuff to mines, which, I mean, they're not going to flip anyway, but let's go ahead and ask them regardless. Good. Take out Paris and you have it. I mean, beating France in a war would certainly be a dream thing. Yeah, we'll invest west. Here we go. We'll go through here. I mean, I hear they've been building a whole bunch of forts over here, but I think it's fine. We can just walk straight through there and it's going to be okay. First comes shove, we'll go around them. Are we the baddies? What? No, it's we just have main character energy. That's our problem. We're just 100% just main character energy. We have a pretty strong army too. Now, some of our costs are going up. We're nearly capped on stability, which is nice, because what will happen is we're going to start spending less on stability over here, and our spending cash will improve. Yeah, so I was encouraged to start offering market access. As far as I can tell, there's no downside. It doesn't cost any diplomatic capacity. I mean, you're spending some of your diplomats to do it, but it does seem pretty good. There's plenty of times where it may make no difference because a nation is still solidly within your market, so it's not going to flip anything. But yeah, there's no actual painful cost, so why not? I was sold on that idea. The only reason why not to do it might be it's kind of annoying to do it. Okay, Platinum. Tunis is probably too far to matter. Haynut. Let's go and improve them. We've got full potential to improve. Let's go to work. Give skulls in your hats. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's how we know the red baddie. Mm-hmm. Traveling a few miles through France past some forts and trenches won't take that long, so I hear. Do you lose relations with the aggressor if you refuse to join an allied NPC war? I mean, we have it set, like, currently, it just auto pulls us in. We don't even have a choice to say no. I don't know if there's, like, a toggle for that or something. Like, every time our ally has started a war, even though the AI can turn it down, we don't seem to have the ability to choose that? Like, is there a toggle that I can do somewhere? Like, subjects. Alliances. Oh, that's rivals. Okay, that's my organizations. Subjects. This is alliances. I don't know why it doesn't look like this. Yeah, and I don't know. Maybe because of the favors? Yeah, maybe. I mean, but you should still have a choice, right? Like, if there's a bunch of favors, it should be like, listen, if you say no, you're going to lose all your stability. You know, but at least maybe an option for a heads up. Probably wouldn't take it, but... You can turn it down unless they use a favor, yeah. So it's probably just accumulated favors. Which, fair. I mean, at least this was a pretty easy war. We literally did nothing. Rush of merchants, burger trade capacity. Oh, I don't particularly care about that. Trade advantage I love, though. That's good. Yeah, this should take a dip in a second here. Nine, 6, 7. But I can also bring down the slider. But there you go. Yeah, the stability cost investment went down. Because we should be basically pinned at around 100, so we're not spending the full amount that we could to maintain it here. Again, it might be nice to have automation on these. It'd be like, target like 90. That way, if we get an event that gives us stability boost, it's not wasted, right? It's how it often played in EU4. Because the cost to boost stability in EU4 scale, like, increased as you went up. Going from all the way up to +1 was the normal base cost to increase stability. To go to +2 is a little more expensive, and +3 is very expensive. So it wasn't usually justified to spend the admin power to get yourself up to +3, especially since then you could waste a positive event that was going to boost your stability. But I'd always keep it at least +1. Balance screen, why is it buying and selling food? Probably different markets. So I've most of my markets have positive food, so they sell food. And then some of my provinces, not markets, sorry, some of my provinces have negative food, so they have to buy it. Yeah. because food is only auto-shared within a province. So Strasbourg is a location. This location produces food, but the location food I don't think matters unless you're in a state of starvation. Basically, the thing that matters is the provincial food, because all the locations in the province will consume food from the province food. And if this is a deficit, then that province has to buy food from the market. And it doesn't matter if all the other provinces are just swimming in food. This one here has to buy it from the market. But those provinces sell to the market. This one buys to the market. You know, kind of comes out even in the wash is the idea. Is stability used for anything other than retracting estate privileges? So I really like stability because, first of all, it increases the state satisfaction equilibrium, which is very powerful. But it also impacts prop promotion speed, which is lovely, which is really, 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 really strong. How are we doing RGO-wise over here? Ooh, we have copper in Saint-Avold. Ooh, hello. Hang on. Where is that? I think this used to be, this was one of the first vassals we integrated. Metz, I think. Copper. How valuable is copper? Base of 3. Okay, let's say, because this is a town, if copper was super valuable, like silver or gold, we could have considered maybe downgrading this, but no, I don't think that makes any sense over here. But the fact that this place has probably gotten some development, so it got an extra RGO level, and that one's definitely worth building. And then for these buildings over here, printing press still makes money. Gunsmith might be worth doing a little bit of side investment in before we go back to books. Copper's worth money in Dominion. Yeah, Dominion's such a good game. So good. I mean, arguably, some people do argue that, like, so Dominion was basically, possibly literally, but at least basically, the first proper, like, successful deck building game that a lot of other games draw inspiration from. Arguably, there's some things in Dominion that are like, well, if we were designing it these days, we might do it a little bit differently. But it's still pretty high on Kingdom. It's so competitive 1v1 as well. But yeah, great up to 4 players. And it also has a free digital version, which is nice. Really recommend. Yeah, our upgrades have doubled the armor size. Well, I think we were sitting around 7,000 before it, because we didn't upgrade. Well, maybe we have upgraded every unit type. Yeah. Yeah, so I guess we would have doubled it. So yeah, oh, we haven't upgraded the camp followers yet. Maybe there's not one at this level. Like I was dodging one. We had in I think the tier 2 research there was a upgrade to the supply one, but I'm not going to worry about it, especially since they don't fight. So I'm not too concerned about the fact that they're not using their combat frontage very efficiently. It's just merchants. What are you talking about? Ooh, I don't want to take a trade efficiency hit. For how long? 5 years. Okay, I'm going to just eat the upfront cost rather than take an efficiency hit on trade. I'm worried about that. I guess, you know what? I'm at peace. I'm not going to maintain my army. I'm going to bring that down over here. I might keep the forts up. You know what? No one's going to declare war. I'm going to do that. These automation things are on, so they will automatically increase my army maintenance if a war gets declared. But yeah, we'll make some extra money here. Not that I'm having much in the way of money problem, but yeah. Cephalon is running a sale on Gloomhaven V2 on backer kit. Oh, like the physical version? Ooh. Although I own the physical version of Gloomhaven, it's amazing. But there's a decent amount of bookkeeping. It makes me really appreciate the digital version of it, and it's really well done. The other game that I really like playing a lot these days is Earthborn Rangers. Really amazing. But when we're sitting around the table playing it, almost every night there's someone that's like, you know, it's too bad there's not a digital version of this, because there's not a tremendous amount of bookkeeping, but there's certainly some, and some little gotchas that we miss from time to time. Clergy satisfaction. Oh, hold on. We're going to deal with this in just a second. Power projection tech. So someone has explored the Northwest Africa coast, and the exploration has spread to us. So we're not actively doing exploration, but presumably some other nations in Europe have done this, and that eventually this exploration has trickled back to us, is what I'm assuming here, which is the way it works in, say, EU4. But I have not done much in the way of colonization, so I'm not as familiar with these mechanics yet. But it's nice to start to see a little bit of the world. I wonder if we're going to see a bunch back-to-back from people who haven't done it in bulk. We will see. Crown of Castilian Noble. Is that a rebel faction? Oh, where did you see that? Oh, Crown of Castile. That's just the name of it. So they are not in rebellion. Wow, there's no Portugal left. Apparently, a lot of people are like, Castile eats Portugal in their games every time. It's a shame, because I'm used to EU4 of them being bros, you know? Get a CB. Insulted CB on Württemberg. That's interesting. Out of curiosity, what would things look like if we were to declare war? Oh. What is this circle? Oh, they have a truce. Is this nearly complete? Or is it brand new? I don't know how this truce... what this truce display means. To me, I would think of this as progressing and filling up, but for a truce, I might feel that it's emptying. Württemberg is my ally. Well, I mean... Are they? We actually have a truce with them. But we don't have an alliance. Once our truce, and Austria's got that. Okay, hold on. Until 84. Okay, so this is nearly complete. And I think this is the same war we had with Austria. Like, I think they were in on this. So I think these truces are nearly done. I might accept this. Now, this isn't going to be a CB. Yeah, like the conquer cost is going to be increased. So we won't be able to take as much, but we won't need parliamentary action to do it. You know, I could just do it. Oh, wait, it's Württemberg gains a CB against us. But I don't want to lose Republican tradition, so okay, fine. Fine. We might just go and fabricate a CB on you next time we have a parliament. Yeah, they were in the Mainz War. Yeah. I think they might be in the next war. Yeah, defensive war would be better. I don't think they're going to declare war on us. Oh, we can parliament now. I wonder, can we... I think the answer is probably no. I was going to think, I wonder if we can ask for CB against someone we have a truce for over here. Promote Marner, increase ties to subject, liberty desire, I think it's fine. This will plop down a training field somewhere at a slightly discounted cost, which isn't bad. Cheaper roads, all that's running. Oh yeah, it's pushed us towards centralization. I like this a lot.
Hey, Quill, pay attention. There's a new subscriber.
Hey, Brolexio, thanks for the sub. Oh, hold on. Is support the state? Oh, support the state's the one I want to spam a whole bunch. Yeah, because I want the skill ups, because we have such a young ruler. We are going to have to go and make, like, dole out a lot of favors if it's going to pass, though. And out of curiosity, I can't even go and click it to see. Reduce opinion. All right, let's piss off Lorraine. And then we'll increase opinion of Athens. Sure. Now, out of curiosity, fabricate Sudbury. No, invalid target. I suspect because we have a truce, we can't do it now. So what I could have done is I could have waited to do the parliament until the truce went away. But I think it's going to be fine. I'm kind of fine with passing this, support the state, which might not happen if we wanted the CB because of the minus 45. And the skill ups on a character, what do you... Oh, you're 42 at this point. You're getting a little older, but I think we'll still like the stats. Parduk, thanks for sending the gift subs. More Saint Burgermeisters. I don't think we have the influence currently, but it is kind of nice. Someone wants some incense. I don't know what we can do about that. Yeah, we can't get a profitable incense import. Well, Parduk has gifted over 1k subs. That's actually crazy. That's actually crazy. And thank you very much for that. Everyone who got a Discord sub, or a Twitch sub right now, keep in mind that if you're a Twitch subscriber, a YouTube member, or Patreon supporter, you can get on Discord where we have a lot of fun. So make sure to join up there if you can. Oh yeah, sorry, I don't have my, over on YouTube, I don't have my computer stats listed anywhere on there on the About page or anything. And I think it's still up to date. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't updated it in a while. I mean, why would I? Clearly. I bought those updates. That computer I got for Kerbal Space Program in 2 because my computer at the time did not meet the requirements when KSP2 was going to be released, so I had to order a bunch of new stuff. So that was a good investment. I mean, it's been fine, obviously. Having a good computer is very helpful for what I do, clearly. But I may not have had to get quite that right then. Okay, we have the ability to infiltrate administration, which might be useful for our next war. And yeah, we still have a crazy amount of stuff queued up here, including a few Navy things, but they're on a way to other stuff. And who knows? Maybe at some point we'll reach the coast. There we go. Get some skills. What are you sitting at? 71, 90, 74. All right. KSP2 didn't meet the requirements either. Yeah. Yeah, and I'd love to give the Kitten Space Agency a go. If there's a demo or a build or something I can play with, I don't know. We'll have to take a look at that. It still looks pretty rough currently to me. It seems very early. Incense from the northwest. Yeah, if we... No, the best way, I think, for incense is I would go here, look up the good. Click here. And then here. Maybe there's a faster way to get there. Is there no incense anywhere? Wouldn't we see a little province with a number on it telling us the RGO level? Yeah, so there's rice there. Is there really no incense here at all? There's rice. Here, lots of rice. Okay. Oh, I toggled that off. Hold on. I didn't realize this was a toggle on a thing. Incense. Reactive. Yeah. Oh! Way down here. There's some. Well, good luck with that. And if you're wondering about how to get it, right? If you're looking up a good like we were. So there's 4 buttons over here, basically. This first button is if we could build an RGO for it, which we cannot. Second button here is if there's a building that produced it, which we don't have any. This button is us to trade incense away from our market, and here's to import to our market. But we aren't going to do it. Is incense important in medieval Europe? I think you did have some incense for, like, in churches and stuff like that. Incense of some kind. Here, the incense good in EU5 might represent a specific type of incense, rather than just generically something you would burn for, like, fancy smells. I don't know. Any fun at RGO? Yeah. Build a bunch of those. I got tons of money. Tell you what, let's go back to the look by type thing. So, universities, still locked. Hospitals. Oh, I can build one in Strasbourg. So let me go ahead and do that and be finished with it. Monasteries. Oh, right. Monasteries, I was like, I don't know if we need this. I like the max literacy. We're a while before we reform. Maybe we should build this just to soak up the literacy for now. Sure. Plus, we're pretending to be good Catholics still. They don't know we have plans to convert as soon as the option comes up. Now, burger buildings, this is where most of our money buildings are, although there's a bunch of others. Like, again, we could build theater over here to get increased cult tradition, lowered unrest. I don't know how much that matters. Yeah, there's no buildable of these. Counting houses, I think we're done on. Yeah, I think I need a filter here. Did that remove the burger filter? Yeah, and I need a filter for... not foreign buildings. But also... can build? See, it still has warps, which we clearly cannot build. But if I were to move the owned location. I really can't build. Oh, no, it's not a market thing either. Is it just a bug? Like, how do I make it really, truly only show me the stuff that I really can build now? I'm very confused. I mean, this is showing me buildings can be built in at least one location, except they clearly cannot be built in any location for some of these. What are we having against Worf? He gets beat up all the time, you know? Laborers. Soldier buildings. I think I'm going to build more. I think I'm okay right now. I don't want to add more expense. Irrigation might be something we want to look at. Now, here's very important. Irrigation might be something I don't build from this view necessarily. Because there's two reasons to build irrigation. One is population capacity, which we're nowhere near anywhere. The other thing is local food production. And theoretically, this probably lets me build stuff even where there's not a food good. And I don't know if there's a way to tell. Like, what is Sinsheim producing? Well, short of, like, physically going to that location, I'm not sure. Oh, wheat. Okay. Livestock. Maybe you can only build irrigation legitimately places that do produce food. Okay, that does seem to be the case. All right, good. Because I was concerned about that. Now, just because a place produces food, it might not be producing much of it, because some of these produce less food, right? Wheat produces 8 food per RGO, but not everything is like that. And I might only have 1 RGO level here. So it might be questionable to build it in these locations. But no, generally speaking, this seems to be okay. And then the one thing with irrigation is it doesn't predict the money difference. I don't know how important it is to build, especially if I'm not short on food. Settlement, I think, is part of colonization. Yeah, I'll probably just end up looking at the burger buildings and then being like, all right, printer shops still make huge money, so let's build a bunch of those. I'm fairly sure max pop capacity influences growth rate. Oh, do you think so? Cabinet dine. Efficiency of cabinet plus 10%. That's amazing. Like, if we look at demography, right? So, oh, that's promotion. Pop growth. So maybe is available free land a factor of population versus cap? But I don't know that plus 2,000 is really going to change things, because well, it's probably an extra flat value, so it's going to get multiplied by other things. But like, you can see the base city and farmland are 100k each. So adding 2,000 from irrigation, I think, is pretty meaningless. So I would be surprised if we saw anything close to a whole number of changes based on having built irrigation. Yeah, better cannons. Yeah, our cannons have been upgraded since the last war. And our truce... Yeah. Our truce over here with what's this place called again? Württemberg. Has gone away. Ooh, Cologne would jump in, and Saxony. So they got more troops, but not that many. Austria currently wouldn't be willing. Oh, if we promised them land, they would. So we could still pull them in, and that would be okay. We got big old Burgundy here, too. It might be a whole thing. Well, no, Burgundy isn't interested at all, unfortunately. Würzburg would jump in, and yeah, Austria would if we promised them land. So we could get lots of stuff. That's not the issue, but I don't currently have a war goal. We still have some antagonism to burn away. So it's not so bad. I have a growth modifier for cheap food here and large food storage and available free land. Yes, so, I mean, that was in there as well. Sorry, I was only focusing on the available free land, because that's where we're sort of talking about with pop growth. But large food storage, so having granaries does seem to factor in. Also keeping food prices low factors in, which is one of the reasons I just keep slamming down tons of RGOs. And I suppose the food would be cheaper if I was producing more of it by having more irrigation. So, I don't know, maybe I should. On the other hand, building money buildings is pretty good too. More pops is great for all kinds of reasons. I don't think we have a shortage of pops anywhere. Sometimes we have a shortage of, like, specialists. There could be something going on here. Epinal, are you actually out? No, you still have tons of peasants. You're just waiting for promotions. Which is one of the reasons we ran our stability so high. Is there a building cap? Yes, there is. So the building cap depends on the type of terrain. Not terrain. Urbanization. So Gummershun over here is a rural location, and therefore its building cap is going to be fairly low. You can see it has a cap of 33 buildings. Now, rural locations don't tend to have that many interesting buildings to build. Also, worth noting, RGOs don't count as part of it. We can tell there's 9 buildings fully staffed here, but we have 12 RGO fruit. Fruit do not count, or RGOs do not count towards this. So even though the rural locations tend to be fairly low, I don't think we're going to bump into it as much. I think it's much more likely that the building cap in a town is going to be reached. And we can see that's quite close over here in Durlac, when apparently people really hate the way I pronounce Durlac, but I don't know. It looks like Durlac to me. So we can see here we're currently at 60 out of 72. When we hit this cap, the way to raise this, and I mean, I think the cap is going, you can see it's influenced by population, although we're currently getting +0 over here. Development is a big thing. But the big thing is town rank, so it gets 25 from that. And if we compare a city, so Strasbourg over here, it has a much higher limit, 166, because it's got +100% base from the city. So +75 higher than a town. So we're going to have to keep an eye on some of our towns that may at some point need to become there. I don't know if there's a place. We don't have a place that just lists our locations, do we? Because these are... Oh, this is just our locations. Never mind. But can we see building versus building cap here? I'm going to say no. Because we almost need an alert to let us know when we've reached a cap. And maybe there is one. Because I don't know that we've hit it. But theoretically, we might hit a cap of another building somewhere in a town, but we'd still want to build more stuff. And I don't know if there's a good way to see that. Not without checking each location individually. Donation to the Pope. No. Indulgences, no. Yep, that's fine. Pronounced Durlac like Carlac, and that's weird. Too much VG3. Alright, Durlash. Now it sounds like it's like some sort of Rammstein song. I'm sure it's not Durlash either. It's not goulash. I'm just going to start renaming places. Durlac reminds you of Durlac's Tower from BG1. Yeah, that's even worse. Again, I say sometimes, like, slightly mispronunciating something is worse than badly doing it. Sometimes it's like, yeah, no, I just want to mispronounce it as badly as possible. Here, let's improve relations with someone else who hates me. That we could get a fairly big push. There you go, Münster. Now I want goulash? Yeah. But, building cap map. Oh, that's an interesting question. Building. No. You can search for building-based countries, which is going to highlight those banks and stuff. We haven't been renaming provinces or locations off of viewers because we, trying to keep the historical stuff in there. Ooh, we got a map of the Azores. Hey, Azores. Look at that. We've heard rumors of land over here, and people have already colonized it, I'm sure, at this point. But we don't actually have any live maps of any of that. Oh, it's a Durlach. Oh, no, I'm not going to do that. That hurts my throat. In the interest of not hurting my throat. You can buy maps. That's a good question. I wonder what kind of... Not going to be hostile or a covert, although maybe there is a steel maps, but... Wait, there is a buy location option? Huh. Yeah, we're going to investigate that. see a buy maps option. But hang on, if I come back over here and check economy again. Yeah, there's no one's willing to sell us anything. It's at 0. Maybe I did notice it before, but there was no one. Steel map counts some. On a steel map, I navigate. No. My steel horse I ride. There's probably some things. On a steel map, yeah. We're doing a bunch of development, which is fine. There might be some assimilation or something we could do, but development's pretty good. I mean, I guess we could take a look from time to time. I don't remember if we wanted to assimilate, because we don't, the province control we don't need. It'd be assimilate, which is a diplomacy action. 52, oh wait, 43, 54. Oh yeah, but you have the 80 this, so it might be this guy. So if we wanted anyone to do assimilation, it could be here. Yeah, you know what? We might want to convert more of the Franconians over, because it does affect their satisfaction cap. I don't know. And then sort by population. High population. So over here in Kraichgau, we have a lot of people, but very few people who are Rhine Alemannic. So it might be a good idea to do this. We actually have accepted Franconia. So Franconian's accepted, but I think they have a satisfaction equilibrium of plus 10%, whereas the primary culture is plus 25. So it's really not a priority, and maybe doing the development is a better use of our money, but that was a lot of people not of our primary culture in a province. So I think it might make sense to push it up a little bit, just to make sure that place stays fairly stable. Wave of innovation. 10% more research. Institution growth does nothing for us because we've got it all. Progress towards innovative is good, although I think we're probably capped on innovative from just the push. Yeah. Actually, it turns out 80.12 is our push limit, which is crazy. We could have gotten there just because we're making 0.8 per month towards that. That's nuts. And of course, one-time events can push it beyond that. But at least we don't have to worry about it really degrading past this. This is really wonderful. Yeah, this max literacy bonus, I love that. Makes it a little more expensive to invest in stability, but again, we have more money than we know what to do with again, so that's great. International guilds. So upset the patricians, gain prestige, spy network, counter-espionage, or suspend. Upset the burghers. Yeah, but the burghers love me to the max, although the stability is not required. All right, whatever. We'll take it for the prestige, I guess. How are our estates doing? Yeah, the burghers are 100% satisfied. They're trending towards 104%. It's just not possible. I mean, look how happy everyone is. The clergy's at 85%. The commoners at 82%. It's just the patricians aren't so happy because we run a meritocracy. Your situation at birth, the birth rights, whatever. No, it doesn't matter. The only question is how hard you work and how much money do you make for the state, baby. That's all we care about. And yeah, we didn't even have to give them a lot of privilege. There's no RGOs to build, which is kind of a nice problem to have. I think I'll build more paper workshops. And yeah, we have so much stability. Like, we could consider yoinking away some of these privileges. I think the privilege yoinking costs will continue to go down. So with the burghers, we mostly are running all these because I think they all have centralization and innovative, which is why we like them. That being said, we might get a big payoff from weakening the burghers. The patricians, I mean, they only have 10% power, so like it doesn't mean that much anyway. We might want to cancel this. It's possible we save money because of the stability cost thing. But the push towards aristocracy is a little annoying because we are going plutocracy. See, this is innovative. It also boosts towards... Oh, it's Republican tradition. Never mind. It's not traditional economy. So it doesn't give them happiness. It doesn't give them power, but it seems fine. Maybe elite council can go away. It's only going to cost us 24 to revoke. Because they don't have a lot of power. Look at this. This would cost 79. I don't like decentralization. Tax efficiency is really beautiful. I don't think we need the elite council. I mean, the stability decay discount is potentially saving us a little bit of money. Although anything they would support in Parliament, we would get extra push. You know, what if we just... I mean, Republican tradition, innovative. Now, that's pretty sexy. Damn. I mean, they're still fine, 10%. Are you doing plutocracy? Removing elite council would help? I mean, we are. Yeah, so the push towards aristocracy is kind of annoying. Maybe I just yoink this. Let's do it. It's really going to upset them for a little while. I guess I could just turn around and bribe them. I don't think they'll actually start a rebellion. I guess I could have someone do anti-rebellion stuff. Which is, I'm going to assume military? Rebel crackdown. Okay, there's no rebels yet. There probably will be. It is a military action. Because there's this. Wait, is there? Yeah, the happiness is on the way up, but it's low now. Oh, right. There's a threshold they have to reach before the rebellion. Is this it? No, intervene in rival war. Wow, Cologne has been busy. Yeah, they're down to 9%. And of course, this power gets sort of rebalanced between everything else, so it's not necessarily boosting us here. And yeah, we'd have to... The thing is, the burghers are always going to have a fair amount of power because there's a lot of them. And we're going to continue to add more. Because all these paper workshops, everything we're building here, needs to promote people from peasants to burghers. Prosperity recovery. It's a nice little bonus after a war. Unprofitable building. These tailors' guilds. Want cloth. So maybe we should get some more spinners guilds to help bring down the cost. They're not super profitable, but, you know, knock-on effects and things. Won't go nuts. I think these are still the tier 1 buildings, so I'm probably going to want more. Yeah, rebellions aren't too bad. They do build up slow. I mean, we might get there because they're really fairly salty. They're improving, but they are fairly salty. Your opinion. Oh, there's the share maps. Although, yeah. Allow us to give them a map. Yeah, so we'd be giving someone a map, which I don't terribly care about. For market preference. There you go, Berg. Sure to stay in my market, please. Thank you. Do laborers also count as commoners? I believe so, yeah. Yeah, they're still part of the commoner class. Peasants and laborers. Does removing the elite council also remove your prime minister position? Oh, I don't know. Oh, speaking of, do we still have our cabinet leader? Yes, we still have... No! No, we don't have a head of the cabinet. Can we see someone's age from here? 43, 32, 51. So this one's only 32. He kind of sucks, though. I think this one here at 43, we'll make you head of the cabinet because we're definitely keeping you in here. Your stats are much better. We're definitely not going to fire you. That's a lot of money, but it is a pretty nice boost. Okay, they're just going to migrate from one place to another. Oh, and push towards centralization, yes. Okay, let's do it. People move around, that's going to have to be okay. Yeah, our truce over here is up with Winter. We will definitely want to go and take a crack at them, but I'll probably wait for the next parliament. Region. Oh, this is from the event. People are moving away from there to one of our other locations, which is totally fine. exciting song. Population is still climbing well. Let's take a look at our tax base. Bit of a dip here from... Oh, maybe it's just the people movement thing. I mean, there's clearly big fluctuations that keep happening in this graph for whatever. But ideally, we'd like to keep the tax base low, because this is one of the things that determines our costs. Because tax base is not how much money we make, although sort of, because we make money based on control and then crown power from taxes, but also like our total value of our nation is based on taxes and trade income and things like that, which determines expense levels. That's one of the reasons the efficiency is so good, because if you increase your tax base, sure, you make more money, but you increase your expenses. If you just increase your efficiency, then you make more money without increasing your tax base itself, which means your expenses don't rise, which is substantial. Yeah. So no, a low tax base isn't good, but increasing the tax base increases your expenses. So if you're not extracting value from the tax base, it might not be great. And that's one of the reasons, for example, we haven't been in a rush to integrate or diplo-annex our vassals. Because when we annex them, we will be dramatically increasing the tax base, but will we be making that much money off that tax base? If it's very far away and it's low control, and maybe there's cultural mismatches or something like that, which all tie into negativity. Because in something like EU4, if you grabbed a bunch of land, well, first of all, because there wasn't the same sort of proximity and control mechanic and stuff like that, generally speaking, no matter where the land was, you were still sort of getting things for various values of whether something was a state versus a territory and whatever. But, you sort of got the value out of that. And so getting more stuff was just sort of flat out better in EU4. Here, it's entirely possible that we might gain a bunch of land and not actually see a greater net revenue. In fact, our revenue can go down from annexing land, at least in the short term. Which I kind of like, because it makes growing tall a little bit better. Also, this taking more land again, holy shit, getting the distant stuff. France is going nuts again. We're gonna have to keep an eye on about the coalition, maybe still consider joining in here. We had enough people to join the coalition, maybe we can even ignite the war against France. You know if there's a way to do counter-espionage? So you can put up your defensive espionage through a variety of things, including, for example, the values. So being centralized gives you a counter-espionage modifier. Other than that, I don't know, like, if you're specifically being like, oh, I really need to boost my counter-espionage, so I will do thing X. I'm not sure what that is. We still leaning towards the correct culture? I sure hope so. Yeah, we're pulling people towards Rhine Alemannic, which is our primary culture. Now, again, we accept the Rhine Franconian, so it's less critical. But yeah, Krakow over here really didn't have much of our primary one, so it seems like a decent investment for a little bit. And yeah, U4, you can have diplomat running counter-espionage specifically. Yeah, and I don't know what else there might be. Okay, increased diplo rep has big knock-on effects, which is nice. We want to go and build the irrigation everywhere. I think irrigation can have like a lot of levels too, right? Yeah, so it's not just like a matter of building a irrigation. And be done with it. More efficiency of our cabinets, great. It's really hard to judge how important the irrigation is. Someone's gonna have to do like a big number crunch and do this like super long post on Reddit or something, analyzing irrigation, determining if it's garbage, if it's OP, or if it's yes, build it when these situations arise. Even the income from the printer shops is dipping a little. I don't know, maybe I could, I mean, it's still profitable, but maybe I don't need to worry about pushing too much. Patrician rebels are now showing up. Okay, so what we could do, if we looked at 66 or best military score. Yeah, so this one over here, we might want to get you to do a rebel crackdown on, yeah, the patrician insurgents for now. This is going to stop being an issue at some point, and which I like. It will auto cancel this, which is going to be nice once we reach that point. It'll stop being an issue as the patrician's mood bounces back. Right now, the satisfaction is way down at 10%. I could bribe them. I don't think there's any real need to do that, though. We're just going to wait them out. If they did rebel, it wouldn't be enough to be a problem. There's a place... Yeah, this will only rebel in one location. Right out of Strasbourg, which is a little awkward. But, like, we'd be like, okay, tell you what, we'll just move our army to stand there. Remind me before we go to war, whenever that happens, that I want to raise my army maintenance beforehand. Because it is set to automatically go and shoot up when a war starts, but I want to make sure we're at full morale before the war starts. Same, and our forts as well. I want them to be fully maintained. There you go. Patrician Insurgents is actually on its way down already. That's nice. We do have the Lorraine Patriots that are kicking in. And this might be a good place to think about doing some assimilation. Right, the Lorraine Patriots, which would be rising up over here. This is in Pays de Nancy. So I might want to change my assimilation here to assimilate, pops into our culture, Rhine Alemannic, but specifically in Pays de Nancy, where only 15% of people are Rhine Alemannic. There's not a huge population there, which should mean, like, because this is a fixed conversion, plus 98, and we were thinking it might be per location. It might be province as a whole, but it does seem to happen fairly quickly. And yeah, convert over. Yeah, we just went from 15% to 18% in a click, didn't we? Let's let another month go by here. Sorry. 30th. Yeah, it's another 3% here. And this is something... Well, we can see here 8,000, so we're converting that much. So, but it's out of... Let's call this 10,000 people. In fact, there's more than that. And we seem to be converting 100 per month, which one would think is 1% more. Except we're having a 3% push. So I really do think it's like 98 per location. Oh yeah, and the armies being there might be contributing to the reduced unrest, despite the fact that they're on maintenance duties. Could be. I don't know if we can get a breakdown here. I don't see anything here about the military. I don't know. But it might be bringing down the local unrest. I'm not sure. Anyway, improved relations going to be a little bit better. Yeah, I don't... The constant micromanagement of the military or the diplomacy isn't terribly exciting to me. And I really like the automation options in EU4 for the diplomats. And there's the ability to turn on automation for diplomacy, but I don't think I actually want that. I just want something to consume my points. Again, we talked about it before of like... Sort of like the building automation thing where we have a slider of gold to save. I would love a save to diplomacy. Anything before that, beyond that, just try to improve opinions with, whoever. What did France take this time? I'm actually not sure. I don't know if there's a way, like, some log or something, like, what did you just take? I'm not sure. Oh. There we go. The Tivoli market is now active. Okay. Yeah, I was so confused by, like, Tivoli, like, wait. Tivoli, is it Tivoli or was it Tripoli? Where are these places? I don't know. Like Carthage. Let's just call this Carthage. Okay, so yeah, they do have their own market there, which yeah, I don't think is affecting us. I wonder if I should go back to just building market buildings. I don't think if I go for attraction. Oh, yeah, there's none to build over there. And like trade advantage. I like trade advantage. But this would be trade advantage in these distant markets. We may be helpful. No, I think that would be good. Just to move more goods around? I don't know. Oh, I can build some overseas. I don't know. It gives me the ability to do trade in those areas and maybe make some money. I mean, I can also just sit on the cash for whatever. Yeah, none of these buildings are promising an insane profit, but it's not too bad. I mean, this would take something like 7 or 8 years to pay for itself, which might be acceptable. I don't know. Tivoli, like the one in Denmark, right? Tivoli in Copenhagen is like is it like a theme park or something, right? I went there. It was in the winter, so it was closed, so we couldn't go for whatever it is. And impossible town locations. That's actually not a bad question at all. Now, we'll have to take our time a little bit and evaluate, because I'd really want to check these out individually. Again, if we check the ledger and our locations, and let's say we sort by population as a start. So Kaiser's Lantern over here, or actually, what else? Maybe by control, development. So like a high control area. So our, the sort of heuristic we develop for whether we turn a rural location into a town is we want relatively decent control. Because while you will get more control from turning something into a town, because it's 5% from the town itself, and then we could build a temple there, which is 5%, and later on, presumably some other things. So we can get increased control, but we don't want a low control place because we won't get a lot of value for our stuff. So if we sort by, say, control first, I mean, maybe development, maybe by tax, I don't know. But let's say control first. Highest control place would be Hagenau. This is a place that produces wheat, so I'm less inclined to go and town this one because wheat is a really good food resource, and we would lose out on that. If we keep going down, we get to Grumershurn over here, which is fruit. Now, fruit is only half as effective. If we take a look at wheat, wheat is worth $1 market price. It'll fluctuate, obviously, depending on supply and demand, but $1 as a base price. But each unit of wheat is worth 8 food, whereas fruit is also worth $1, but each unit is only worth 4 food, so it's way less valuable to us. So Grumershurn over here might be a good pick. It's 85% control. That actually seems really good to me. Is this... That's map mode, which isn't necessarily what I was looking for. Like, is there a quick way to get there? I'm not sure, but it's right over here. It's along the Rhine, which is lovely for access. Its proximity, market access 95%, 85% proximity, and yeah, the control, and we're going to get this to almost 100%. It'll be sitting at 94%. I think I like this. We'll lose some fruit RGOs. So we figure we lose a little bit more than half of our food production because we lose about half the RGOs. Probably this will go from 12 to 7 RGOs. So we'll lose some, and then going from a rural location gives plus 10% food. A town gives minus 20%. So it's a 30% hit in the amount of food. But overall, we can split this by a little bit more than half, generally speaking. So let's say we're going to lose 60 food. This province is still going to have an abundance of food, so we're not starving out anyone. There'll be a little less food being added to the market, but I think that's okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is a good candidate. Let's town it up, baby. We can also have a windmill, which can only be rural. Oh, so that much more reason not to convert a wheat location. Although Strasbourg is a wheat location, but obviously that's going to have to be okay. All right, I like it. Let's go ahead and make a town. So it'll take a year. Boom. Oh, essential with the info about Tivoli. Tivoli opened nearly 300 years after another popular one, also in Denmark. Dyrehasbakken or something. Well, they're open in December for the Christmas market. Tivoli? Ah. I think we're there in January. Lose stability, a lose Republican tradition. 6-1, half a dozen. I don't know. I'll take the stability hit, I suppose. Because it's cheaper to... the stability improvement cost goes up if you're not sitting at max Republican tradition. Ermergerd Grumershurn. Let that build. Has a river so you can do irrigation. That's true. Offset some of the food lost. We can also build maybe another canal lock thing. Subject income goes up. That's nice. We have a few subjects, as it turns out. Oh, okay. Parliament available. Let's take a look here. Hold on a sec. If we were to declare war... Looks good to me. Oh, we have... How do you have Navy? Oh, Cologne probably has Navy. Yeah, actually, Cologne and Saxony have naval power. Obviously, not relevant. Although maybe the Netherlands will care. How come we can't check the button for the Netherlands? can be called into the war. It has positive values. Huh. There's something else blocking it. But I don't know what. Their flag is blacked out, but why? Like, and the whole bar here, like this button doesn't have the golden border. Like here, I can click there. Yeah, no, you're not willing. I don't know why this is blacked out. But I think I'm kind of willing to take this. So what I'm going to do, before I forget, again, I want these, what am I looking for? Balance, thank you. Bring up the army and fort maintenance. And then we might, need a couple of ticks before that comes in. Oh no, the morale boosted already. Oh my god, that is fast. And then I could park the army, say, here in Baden. Winter just ended, so that'll be decent timing. Ooh, sponsor university. In Spare. Oh. Wait, what? Hold on. Okay, it's not available level. Is it available peasants that's filtering it out? Okay, there's not enough peasants to fill up all the jobs in Spare. I could always let it just fail. But we'll also get a partially full university, and eventually it will fill up. Well, I'm going to start with this because it's a nice high percentage. Before I do the CB thing. Watch me just click on the wrong country. Like, I'm so paranoid about that sort of thing. CB against Württemberg. And yeah, I would like to specifically take the Black Forest rank because it's adjacent to me. Plus, it would give us a forest resource, which is nice. This did reset this. Do I care about getting back? Individualist values might be fine. Bring us to 42 and change. I'd still have to do something else. I probably would rather not lose the stability from failing this. Enact devolution of powers. Now, you know what? I'm just going to let this one fail. We're going to call that good enough. I know, Landau being independent. We should, out of curiosity, who's the... So it's still Bohemia. That's the HRE leader. Although, oh, we could do it. Oh, maybe I should ask for the CB on Landau. I could reload from the save. Nah, let's do this. This is going to be nice. So yeah, we'll promise land to Austria. Obviously, we call in Wurzburg. Can't call in the Netherlands, and Burgundy's not interested in any way, even with the land promise. All right. Just found out Cav has a flanking bonus when not flanking and lose the flanking bonus when flanking. Someone inverted the if statement. That is an easy thing to do. All right. Honored. I did have like I did play around with the cavalry being on one front for a little while, but I'm not going to worry, and I'm just going to make sure you're balanced. That's going to be fine. And we are going to raise our levies. We're not going to mess around here. And is this the capital of this province? I guess, we could do the espionage thing. We might want to. Province capital is Nagold. Yeah, okay, it is there. Yeah, it is silver. Okay. And yeah, what I should have done is... I guess I have to wait to build a spy network anyway. It's gonna be fine. So let's move in here. Actually, let's jump on here. And actually just sieging out Stuttgart. It's not the war goal, but it might be fine. Yeah, we'll go in for an army stomp. Go. I wonder if we should go directly to, like, Carpet Siege this time. So, if we go to the war map mode. A lot of shit in the north. But I might want to go full Carpet Siege down in the southern part. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to split you in half. And then from this army... Was there a faster way? I guess this was just... I think there's another way to maybe grab all these guys. I'm not sure. But now, this army here has no cannons. We're going to leave the cannons behind. Head over there. Where's this 4K army sitting? I want to grab this because it's going to be the war goal. This is the capital, so it'll auto-siege the other little bits over here. There's no fort. I wonder if there is a toggle for auto-refill garrison. I don't know about putting that on. Oh, all of our other peasant levies are ready to go. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to box select everything. I'm going to tell everything to come here. But this army... Stay here. Finish that siege. There you go. You're done. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna center up here, and I will go and tell my dudes to go in Carpet Siege. Oh, I can't reinforce this one to help out in time. Although, we were predicted to win this. And by we, I mean mines. Oh, and they're reinforcing. Holy crap. All right. Go, Vassals, go! Jeez. All right. Slept objective. We are going to Carpet Siege. Okay, if I click, it's one location. Nekarbas, one of these is a province and one of these is an area. Is this going to do area? Maybe shift is area. Go. So we should see these guys split up. Are they not splitting up because they're still sieging a fortress, but they don't all need to be here? I didn't go focus sieged. Huh. All right. Well, then never mind. I'm going to go and transfer all the artillery out. So our guns army doesn't actually have any guns in it, but so be it. F. There. Half. I don't know, whatever to here. Port control zones, I think, play around with the auto-sieging AI. Oh, maybe. Yeah, obviously this is a real fort, so we're going to want to move our cannons there after. Still some coalitions brewing. Finish this, and they'll move you over here. I mean, this siege doesn't really matter too much. Move you there. And then once this is done, we'll split off the cannons and send you over here. But the war score ticking should be in our favor. Yep. Because we have the war goal. Oh, mine's going to lose a battle there. Yeah, the only nation willing to join a coalition is a vassal. They can't join a coalition against us, as far as I know. They would be potentially willing if they weren't under our thumb. But they seem okay. if these guys attack us here, it could be a little scary because this isn't like the most god tier of all armies. Status quo, that's annoying. Oh yes, Austria, you can have food. And I do have a spy now, so we'll get started on that. Not sure how necessary it's going to be. Might get lucky. No. Although, ooh, that was a pretty good progress, though. I'll take that. The water sword is really nice. 15k army coming in here. We could always abandon one of these edge sieges. In fact, I'm feeling a little bit targeted over here. Even though we progress the siege a little bit, I'm going to pull back. I'm going to skirt around this guy and just park between my two armies. Oh shit, we're being chased and caught. Oh no! Run, 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 because this other stack is coming this way. Hold on, they are taking more losses. Our morale is dipping faster. So we'll lose the battle, but it looks to me like, at least right now, and we'll be ready to flee. Apparently we won. All right, great. They're like, you know what? This was a mistake. Apparently we're going to be restarting the battle here because we're already locked on this movement. Oh, wait. It's not us. Go. Jump in, help out a friend, and then it's mostly a question of how quickly do we fill up the front line. And this big army is still coming. Yeah, let's bail. Run away. Come on, complete siege. This is a nice game for someone coming from Crusader Kings 3. I mean, I think so. Like, there's some overlap in some concepts. You know, in many ways, it's a very different game, but there's still going to be a familiarity. Certain concepts, certain UI like standards from CK3. We really don't need a state satisfaction, but development. I think this might be worth $167 for 0.5 development. Yeah. That's really, really quite good. So we would have lost some war score with those battles, but overall we should still be in a great place. And yeah, we didn't sponsor the university. There we go. That siege is done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. I'm going to split off our cannons, and I'm going to send the cannons to that siege. And then this army here, I'm just going to move just to claim some random stuff that might generate a little bit of vision for us. Espionage is happening, but I don't think it's going to come up, actually. He fell down a set of stairs, so that doesn't sound suspicious at all. I got to save my diplomat here to be ready to peace out when I want it. And yeah, lots of units over here. I don't think anything's warring against us. In fact, this 10k could go and chase this 4k with no morale. All right, I'm going to tell these guys to go into carpet siege mode. They may or may not actually do anything, but... Alright, they're going to go and do some stuff. Good. Might be a little vulnerable. We'll try to be ready to react. 14%. We might get lucky. Maybe. Nope. But at least it's progressed. That's the important part. War score cost discount. What lucky timing with that. Do you need to play EU 1 through 4 to get the story of the game? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Otherwise, nothing will make sense. Actually, what's funny is that this game starts earlier than some of the others. Yeah, let's pull away from this guy. We're going to get caught. One of our little stacks is going to get caught. Slightly bigger stack. Run, 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 run. Are we winning? What's happening here? No. Go here. Is this the same location? Oh, maybe it is. Okay. I mean, we're gonna lose just from not enough. I'm really confused what's going on here. Okay, there we go. We've engaged. Okay. Anytime, yeah, Austria, mines, jump in there. Oh, he's smashing them so hard. We have less discipline. We do have more tactics, which is good, and we have more base morale. Okay. And maybe we're operating with a lot more professional troops. Yeah, we won that battle. Wow, with 3-1 casualties, too. That is not shabby. Yeah, you're gonna get flattened. Oh, I think one of our armies got insta-stack wipe walking in there a little too early. Come on, 42%. Let's go. Allies are starving. Oh, someone else wants some food. There. Well, I think this war is going to be a lot shorter than the last one. There you go. Done there. Good. Try to catch these guys. They instant broke. Kind of wish we had a stack wipe there. Come back over here and toggle all. Select all of our armies and go. It's the year 1500. Hey, nice. And yeah, we're about 2/3 of the way through the Age of Discovery. I don't think our cannons are over here. Oh, where are they? Is a trickier question to answer. Go. Over there, cannons. Oh! Okay, this is also a fort. Well, I guess they weren't being wasted, but I'll still go over here. You gonna attack me? No. You're not gonna have the... yeah. Trying to de-siege over here. I don't think we're gonna have too much of an issue. We could probably peace out now for the Black Forest area. I wonder if another vassal is in the cards. Ransom military hegemon. Be 16th century. Stupid century counting system always leading to off by 1 hour errors. Year 1 AD should really have been the 0th century. About helping out here. Oh, they fled. Oh, that's less than ideal, but... Go back to Ulm. We should make it a point to claim Ulm. In every game. You over here, you're also just sort of standing around. Pretty one-sided battle, probably. Yeah, it's probably a little foolish to use the carpet siege button at this stage because we hadn't, resolved everything. Usually I mostly use focus siege. So I'm not going to go chasing anymore. Yeah, I'm not worried about losing that siege. Ooh, actually, that was quite quick. All right, what we're going to do is I'm going to separate out the cannons from here again. Send them to here. And then the rest of this army, join up with this guy. And then we're going to do some butt kicking. +5. Oh, we might have had all the cannons just from other people sitting around here. Insta-stack wipe. Battle of Stuttgart. Wonder if we just would beat these guys. No professionals in this army. Well, no, there might be professionals. There's no cannons. We get a river crossing. You know what? Screw it. Go for it. Oh yeah, they're being wrecked. Good. Nice. I mean, the best thing to do with this one might actually just to put it on army hunt mission. Like, hunt armies. I'm going to right-click for literally everywhere. There you go. You just find targets and just constantly bop them over and over and over again, please. Chat just being Minsk. Butt kicking, for goodness. Have a look at air and air yet. No, that's a good point. So air. Yep. Yeah, we'll have to do a proper Scottish run. And then we can't see air down here. The other air we can't see. And somewhere in here, I think in CK3 there's a barony of air. To complete the set. One smash face, nice. 53% war score. And we might be able to get a vassalization at this point. We should maybe take a look, especially since it's 4 now. Out of curiosity, could we? Yep. We could just vassalize Württemberg. I could throw in a humiliate, which gives me prestige. War reps, but if you're gonna be my vassal, like, I don't necessarily care about it. I am partially wondering about still taking the Black Forest stuff for myself directly. Yeah, Austria will be a little salty if I don't give them something right now. Can I... I'd have to transfer ownership of a siege location ahead of time. Honestly, I might just do this. Oh, taking a location from Cologne would actually feel quite nice. Because we're bordering over here. Yeah, we might want to have the war go on a little bit longer. I think we'd probably have to go and siege Darmstadt, but it doesn't actually have a fort. Okay, my roving army over here, just come over here and siege out. Yeah, Darmstadt. Oh, siege complete. Oh, different siege complete. Oh, maybe down here. Yeah, I can transfer ownership of places I've sieged. So I could transfer over Kempten, presumably. Oh, actually, they do occupy this. So I could give them that. I don't know. Oh, wow. You are... I don't know how much it pisses off the AI if we don't hold up our promise. Oh, we lost a general. Died while leading the siege of Ulm. Okay. Ulm racks up another victim. The greatest superpower in EU4. We're going to make Strasbourg the new Ulm. You just watch. Dun, dun, dun. Maybe I'll let this go. I don't think we need this. We can probably get 100% war score with, like, out of the peace deal with what we've got, but, it'd be nice to get that. Okay. If we were to take this, and let's say we were also going to... Oh, this is all of Lower Maine over here. Okay. You're fine. Okay. I could do this. And yeah, Austria won't be pleased. But tough patooties? I think I'm taking that. Now I'm going to do the safety save. I'm going to double check that my armies won't get stranded. And I don't think they will. Because this one here is going to be able to come back into our territory just fine. And the rest of my army is here. This is going to become a vassal, so we should be able to walk out. Okay. It's really annoying when your army gets stuck after a war. So... aggressive expansion is just a number, right? Duchy Württemberg is obviously going to be the thing that's most pissed, but they're going to be my vassals, so they're not really a coalition risk. Alright, seems fine. Now, I'm hoping that Austria doesn't go and, like, break our treaty immediately, but we will see. You know, if that's what they want... expand... and let's just go and, yeah, sort of group up sort of in the center-ish of our little empire. Do that. And then Württemberg is not happy with me, which makes sense. We'll go and improve our relations in a second. We gotta wait because, whoa, laggy. Where are you? Right here. We just have to wait for the 6th of August. Okay. We have to do some integration as well. Now, integration is military. Right, crackdown on rebellion. I'm going to switch you. You're a best military person. Oh, we do actually have 2 provinces to integrate. It won't take too long for either one, because it's just 1 location each. Who's our second best military? 57 is probably it. Yeah. Good. What happened to building tall? I mean, if you really want to build tall, you need a nice wide foundation, right? I mean, we're still not blobbing out like crazy. I say that. I mean, at this point, diplomatically. So the dark green is us, and this lighter green, that's Mainz, and then over here is Schwarzburg, and now we've got Württemberg. These are all of our vassals. See? Tall. We just have friends is all. You gonna judge me for having friends? Come on, don't be like that. All right, there's our army there. They're back home. They'll reinforce back up, but everything's okay. We'll do a bit of a rebalance. And, I mean, unless a coalition fires, I guess I will just lower my maintenance for a little bit. The Landaus are in the coalition against us. If I go here, I do find it still a little annoying to see the coalition. So, whoops. I just replaced the HRE, which isn't what I meant to do. HRE. Stay on my number 3 hotkey. Thank you. All right. So, coalition currently, I think, only has the 1 member. Keep an eye on that. We may have to raise our maintenance to be ready. And yeah, we'll get more tax dollars from these guys. And it might even be tempting. Won't rival us. Edinburgh joins the coalition. More rivals. All right. I don't know why people are so salty about us. Like, what did we ever do? So, I wonder... That's Wild Game. There we go. Lumber over here. But it is fully developed. Oh, that's Strasbourg as well. Yeah, actually, we may not have brought in any lumber into our empire directly. But oh well. I was going to say, maybe I could invest in our RGO. This will have to do. All right. I might keep my army maintenance and fort maintenance up, actually. Out of an abundance of caution. We do have tons of money. Manpower rebuild. Oh, there we go. I think we're done reinforcing now. So now it's just the net. I could build some more troops. Oh, Fish Stick has come of age. Let's get you married off. It'd be great if one of these were friends. Hey, maybe we'll get you married off to Venice. You know, people who trade together get married together. People who trade together sleep together? I don't know. Do you have a fort near Speyer? Take a look. We do. Heidelberg right across the way. And Speyer itself has a fort as well. So we got a pair of forts right over there. All right, we're going to be wrapping up the stream today. This was another very productive stream, though. Our power continues to grow. And yeah, at some point, we'll probably go and integrate all these guys, but I don't think we're going to be in much of a rush together over here. So I think that's looking all right. And then start next stream is going to be... What? Us? Coalition? I don't think so. So we're just going to sort of sit on our hands for a little bit and let this burn away. But yeah, it's not too bad. And if we can get our loyal, or duchy, or vassal loyal, which actually they're not that far away, because I think as soon as you hit 50%, they count as kind of loyal. We do have to worry with a lot of vassals, of course. Then the vassals are like, well, we're so strong. It's a good thing we have such a big standing army. And I do wonder about building a few more. I mean, we've got dudes in reserve right now. We can't use all the front line, although we could always subdivide. And of course, having reinforcements is good. And might be more incentive for us to continue to build more light cavalry who can reinforce quite quickly once the front line goes away and keep our strength high. And I kind of like that. I might not stress about it until the manpower starts to get quite full again. But yeah, that might be the idea. Keep us nice and strong. I mean, plus it'll help dissuade people from jumping in on us. And then, oh, also, yeah. How are you doing, Austria? You still like me a lot. Yeah, so we took a trust hit. We're losing half a point of trust per year. But we're still going to be okay. It's interesting it's starting positive and bleeding away. Hold on. Is there any chance this is coded differently? Is this also coded backwards? Because it sure as hell looks like their trust has been increased because we didn't give them land. And the increase bonus is going to burn away. I think they might trust us more because we didn't give them land. It's fine. I don't think the minus 20 would have actually killed us either. So it's not the end of the world because we still would have had positive trust and we do have good opinion. I don't think we would have lost their alliance with us. And yeah, we could always spend some amount of our diplomacy to rebuild the trust. But it looks like we're in a pretty good place here. So that's good. Clearly no one would give Austria, they understand. No one would give land to Austria. They're like, no, you're right. Good point. It wouldn't make any sense. After all the help they did in the war. Honestly, I think mine did a lot more fighting than Austria did. I don't know. I don't know if there's a good way to have tracked that. Ooh, cannon makers being built here in Paris. And then, yeah, most likely our next big queue of profitable buildings, although printer shops are looking profitable again, so I don't know, might come from the next time we get some techs and we can do some upgrades. Yeah, we could build a couple RJOs, Darmstadt and Wiesbaden here. What's that, White Bath? They wouldn't be very profitable, but we could still build them. It's because they have no control. These are some new locations, but the control will come given some time. And actually, with our new locations, we might want to double check like the road infrastructure. Again, it's so hard to know. Yeah, that is off the Rhine. Let's say I click here. We'll build roads. I think Worms. I can't see the Rhine in this map mode, which is a little annoying. But I think it might flow here, and then there we got to go off-road. Yeah, there it is. Actually, no, Darmstadt is on the river. Weird, because it looked like building the road would improve it in Darmstadt as well. And even Wiesbaden here is clearly on the water. Ah, but from Darmstadt to Wiesbaden, that's interesting. From here to here, we're going over land and not down the river. Interesting. And yeah, it might be worth building a fort up in this area. I'm not sure. These are both rural locations. Lead. I don't think lead's a high value thing. I mean, 2.0 is better than a lot of the 1.0s. Darmstadt's probably a perfectly fine place to make a city later. Medicaments are also not worth that much. I don't know. We'll see. But for now, we're going to wrap it up. It's more like Wiesbaden. Listen, at least I'm saying, I don't know. I don't know. Lead for bullets. I think the Franks have a fort there. And then Mainz itself has a fort, which is nice. And yeah, at some point, all this will get integrated. Oh yeah, we're going to wrap it up here. Next live stream's on Saturday, which theoretically is going to be back to Dwarf Fortress. Part of me is really tempted to just do some more EU4 on Saturday as well. We do have our EU4 game, which I'd been hoping to finish last week, but we had some like weird issues that like delayed things with like our military not actually invading like we thought we would. I don't know. So we'll see. It might be a combination. It might depend a little bit on mood, but we'll see. It looks like A Kiss for Lucky isn't streaming in today. I don't think she's been feeling very well. So, yeah, that's it. We'll just say goodbye. And we'll be making another episode of News Tower Live a little later today. And then people seem to be pretty into the News Tower playthrough, which is great. Because I just recorded 3 episodes, and I was like, oh, we'll see. People seem to be excited about it. So maybe tomorrow I'll end up recording some more of that. We'll see that. All right, folks, thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.